Hey, how's it going everyone? This is Fine Gaming Connoisseur, and welcome back to another video of Let's Play Monster Online 2 Beta. Okay, and so today this is version 0.1.5.9. And there's a steep horse here. That's interesting. Wasn't expecting to see that, but... So anyway, so today I'm going to focus on the topic of surviving your first few days as a newcomer. So with the game set to launch, well actually planned, so there's someone's already named this horse, I think. I don't know. So with the game planned, with a planned launch date into early access or persistent release, on the 26th of October. Okay. Okay, I think I know why. Okay. I think I'm stuck. Alright. Alright. So with the game set to with a planned launch of 26th October 2021. Alright, so now my horse is unstuck. I think, a lot of new players are going to be coming in, and I think one of the very important things that new players are going to want to know is, how do I survive in such a harsh and unforgiving world? Because the world of Monster Online 2 is unlike anything you've ever seen. We have PvP anywhere, anytime, and full looting. And so that means that the moment you come in, once you're out of Haven, you are, essentially a target for anyone that wants to, attack you. There's no safe zones. There's no, PvP areas for you to, for people to PvP. So essentially, you are going to have to either join a guild or team up with friends and find safety in numbers. And even then, you will still have to be be very cautious. Or if you're going to go all alone, you're going to have to learn how to survive on your own. And so I'm going to do this video from the perspective. I'm going to put myself in the shoes of a new player who is just coming in, and I'm going to, provide some tips on what I think new players should be. Let me just check out this mount. Okay, so he's not. So he does have some loyalty, so that's good. All right, so as a new player, I think the very first thing that you are going to have to be aware of is your own personal safety, and so that means you are going to have to learn to take care of yourself, to learn to be responsible for your own character's well-being, and part of that involves being situationally aware. I did a video quite a number of years ago in Monster Online 1 talking about situational awareness, and so I've got a link in the description below if you want to check out that video. So I'm not going to rehash what I've done in that video, but instead I'm going to build on that. So as a new player, you should be situationally aware, and so that means paying attention to what you hear and what you see. And since this is a first-person only game, that means you will have to, turn around every now and then just to make sure that no one is swallowing you, no one is trying to sneak up behind you. I remember one time I was mining out in the wild, and not too far from the gates of Fabrinum, and all of a sudden I heard metal. What? What the? Why? anyway. Why don't I have enough points? This is strange. So anyway, as I was saying, I was I was mining, and then all of a sudden, I heard metal boots coming up from behind me, and it gave me just such jittery scare that I stopped what I was doing. I closed all my windows. I had my paper doll, my skill window, and my inventory open at the time, and I was just mashing my keyboard like crazy, just to in a frantic rush to close my buttons, to close my windows. And I don't know why it's not letting me write it anyway. I might just abandon it. Oh, right, okay. Okay. So anyway, not worth my yeah. So after that, I closed all my windows, and I just made a mad dash for the Fablenum gates, and yeah, so I ran away just from hearing the metal boots coming up from behind me. So that's an example of paying attention to what is going on around you at all times. So do not ever go AFK for any reason, even in town. Do not go AFK, because if you go AFK, someone could very well just come up and just kill you, and they can in fact people can in fact kill you right in front of guards if they wanted to. There was another example one time when I was I was standing right in the middle of town near the crafting area, and there were several guards wandering not too far away from me, and this player came up behind me and used a huge two-handed sledgehammer and whacked me on the head. And I was my character was not wearing any armor at the time, and that one hit did, I think, 100 points of damage to me, and because it was from behind, and it was hitting my head. So so that pretty much took out over half of my health. And so the player took another swing at me, and that took out another, I think, 30 points or something, 40 points, I can't remember. And so I was near death. I had only a sliver of health left, but good thing I took evasive action, and he was not able to hit me third time, and the guards took him out. But just to goes to show you that even a unarmored naked player with a two-handed sledgehammer can kill you. It does not take a group of players to actually kill you. All it takes is one naked guy with a sledgehammer, and that's enough to kill you outright in front of the guards. So do not ever go AFK, and so in town, definitely. It's telling me to go away. And so that's being situationally aware is paramount importance. And also, do not ever go AFK. This is not EVE Online. In EVE Online, you can dock your ship in a station, and pretty much it's basically AFK screen. You can go AFK, go have a coffee or whatever, but not in this game. There's nowhere in this game other than logging out and going back to the main menu screen. That is the only way you can be. You can make your character safe. But even then, if your character is still in the game, meaning to say that if you logged out before your character leaves the world, then you could be logged back into the main screen, but your character is still in the game. So anyone can still come up and kill you and rob you, whatever, So I'm just going to try and reach that new town that SV has just added. I think it's near Fablenum. So I'm going to stick to the rose this time because, so I do know that there's probably, some wildlife, somewhere, and, in the bushes, so I do not want to, and I'm not wearing anything I can't replace. All this armor I can just easily replace back in town, so I'm not too worried. Okay, and as a new player, I think it's, I think a lot of the things that you will learn on, survival skills, actual survival skills, not the skills that you learn in this game, but not these kind of skills, but, the sort of the intuition and the, your own experiences as a player. I think a lot of the survival skills you will learn as you go, as you play the game. I do know that there are a number of guides and, new player videos out there that may help you. However, show my weapon out just in case. So things like, constantly scanning your horizons. You've always got to be try to be one step ahead of anyone else, because in this game, there's no prize for coming second. You either live or you die in this game. So if you die, well, then it's back to town, back to the priest, and re-gearing up and everything. But if you live, then you live to fight another day. So that's the reward. So I'm going to try and find that town, and at the same time try and do this video. Let me just get my bearings, where I'm supposed to go. I do know that the new town is high up in the mountains, even higher than Fabenham. Fabenham is already like super high up in the mountains, but this one is all the way up in the snowy mountains. So yeah, it is I think it is a Caladian town, for the Callards, which is a kind of a race of Nords, or the the Viking style kind of race. Well, maybe not. I don't think I want to go down that way. But yeah, as a new player, you've also got to be very aware of what you say and what you do. And I think this is one thing that you will learn very quickly in the game, is that you cannot simply go around and troll people, or make fun of people, or give people a hard time, because especially in Mortal Online 2, where there's only one character per account, you are more accountable for your actions and your words than it ever was in Mortal Online 1. Because in Mortal Online 1, you could just you could have an alt that you use to to play as a throwaway character. And I mentioned this in one of my earlier videos, bringing the RPG back into the MMORPG. In Mortal Online 1, you could do that because you could create a throwaway character and separate from your main character, and you can just use it to troll people, to gank people, and so on and so forth, and then just delete it. But in this game, you've only got one character, and so that means what you do and what you say is going to be remembered. People are going to remember what you say and what you do. And so if you go around killing people, then pretty soon, the whole server's gonna, say, hey, this guy is a murderer. We need to take this guy out, and you have a bounty put on your head by player groups organizing and then soon enough, you'll find yourself, as a fugitive and an outlaw, and you will not be anyone that knows who you are and what you do. They will not welcome you, and they will, they will basically, look for ways to find you and track you down, and yeah, in the game, and so you will have a very hard time living as a red player, and pretty much the only friends you will have are other red players or criminals and that kind of thing. So in that way, it does discourage you from playing someone who annoys other players. I do know that in MMORPGs, it's very, I think it's a universal thing that you will have people who are just out there to make life hard for other players, to give people a hard time. But in this game, it's not going to be so easy. You can make life hard for people, but just be prepared for the repercussions, because I think the community does not while there are people who they do, I suppose, play the hardcore sort of community kind of how do you say that? It's kind of like the community does have people who are just out there to make life hard for other people in the community, but people will not take too kindly to that kind of behavior. If you were to engage in that kind of thing, and if that's the kind of reputation that you are known for, then very soon you will find that life is not going to be very easy for you in the game. Okay, I'm just exploring places I haven't been yet. I haven't been to these areas, and I mean, look at this world. It's so massive. I mean, everywhere you look, every direction you turn to, it's kind of like, it's a huge world, and that's what I love. That's what I want in this game. So I'm going to try and reach for higher and higher ground, because I know that the town is all the way up in the mountains. And so you also need to be someone who's willing to be autonomous, someone who's willing to take control of their destiny and take responsibility for their own safety. So that means learning things for yourself. In this game, you really need to learn things. Yes, there are player guilds, and there are players who are happy to help new players learn. However, I think the bulk of the learning. Oh, look at this! Look at this view! My goodness! I've said it before, and I'll say it again. This game needs to win an award, multiple awards. But you really need to be someone who's willing to learn. Not just learn how the systems work, but how to do things. Sometimes, if you want to do something and you don't know how, then of course you can ask, but I think if you learn by doing things on your own, then it will make things easier for yourself, and this game rewards experimentation. Not always, but if you experiment and you learn something new, that is to say, you manage to achieve something. Well, there might be a path over there. I'll see whether I can get up to that. I think the path could be up that way. I think possibly. Could be, or maybe I'll just climb up here first. If you are someone who is willing to learn, then I think you will have a much easier time surviving. Because in this game, the more you learn, the longer you will survive. So say things, for example, you get killed and you resurrected a priest, and this is something that I've observed back in MMO1, back in the Steam launch. If you die and you resurrected a priest, and the person that killed you is at that priest and ganks you straight away after you respawn, then that is a learning experience for you. You need to ask yourself, well, why is this happening? And what do I do to prevent that from happening next time? So right there, that is a learning experience, a learning opportunity to learn. And so you need to learn that, resurrecting at the same priest over and over again is not a good idea, especially if there is someone standing there, camping the priest to kill you, waiting for you to resurrect so they can kill you over and over again. So you need to, think, well, what can I do? What do I need to do to avoid that? So maybe you need to wait a little longer, or maybe resurrect at another priest, or maybe organize a group of friends to drive that player killer away. It can be any number of solutions, but the main thing is you need to be willing to learn from your mistakes and be willing to learn how things work in this game. Wow. Okay. Well, I think what I need to do is try and get onto that mountain there, but I'm not sure how I can. Okay, I think I see a clear path there. See if I can ease myself, and yes, I think I can. Hopefully. Oh, maybe not. And another thing is, never ever give up. And if you're playing this game, you're going to need this tip: do not give up. If you die, or you or if you let's say you die and you get lose your stuff, and or maybe you lose your stuff several times in a day, don't give up. Keep going, because in this game, if you want to have any sort of if you want to get anywhere in this game, you're going to have to learn to be very thick-skinned. So just because you lose your prized weapon or your horse or whatever, don't be discouraged by that, and also on the same token, don't be too attached to your possessions, because you will lose them. Anything that you can have in this game can be lost. So don't get too attached to your things, but instead find ways to replace them. And if it's something that you can't afford to lose, then put it in the bank. And the bank is another interesting topic as well. Some people might think that the bank is a safe place, simply because there's like 3 or 4 syndromic lictors walking around, ready to kill the criminal the moment they show themselves. But I've seen instances where people have been killed in the bank. And so when you're in the bank, this is another tip that you'll learn as you go along. When you're, let me just see, is that a creature? No. All right. So when you're in the bank, when you're organizing things in the bank, then leave them in the bank before you transfer them. Let's say you're trying to split stacks of your items, then try and split them while they're still in the bank rather than in your inventory, and also don't transfer anything into your inventory until you are ready to leave. So do all your splitting and sorting out your goods, your items in the bank, and then once you're ready to leave, then move everything into your bank. That way it prevents the risk of thieves coming in from behind and snooping into your pocket and taking things, from your backpack. If that makes any sense. Because if you have let's say you wanted to move 1 gold and you put the 1 gold in your inventory, in the meantime you're still sorting out other stuff in your bank, then while that is happening, a thief can come up and steal that 1 gold out of your pocket. And so you will need to, there's stuff like this, you just need to learn to think a little bit, and it's like I said, you do learn things like this as you go. And so that's that's why I mentioned the bank is actually not a very safe place. And also, if you're going to bring your mount into the bank, we have a unspoken rule in this game, and you probably won't know this, but it's basically if you need to bring your mount into the bank, leave it outside, because in this game every creature has collision detection. So that means if you park your horse at the bank entrance, then it's going to block other players from coming in, and that will really upset a lot of players. And for players who are willing to take things into their own hands, they will, I think they will actually kill your horse, even though they get killed themselves, but they will kill your horse just to clear the entrance of the bank. And so you'll want to either park your horse a little bit further away from the main entrance, from the entrance of the bank, or you'll want to put it in the equerry. So that's another free tip for you. You probably won't hear much about this, but it is an unspoken rule in the community. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Hopefully, I'm not even sure if I'm nearing that new town, but I do know that Fabenham is, so that side. Fabenham is here, so it's possible. I may or may not be at the right path, but who knows. Just treat it as a exploration journey. Okay, so I think okay. Okay, this could be potentially a little bit tricky. But I'm trying to cover, different tips from different perspectives, so that, you will get a bit more of a well-rounded sort of, well-rounded tips on surviving in this game. It's not just do's and don'ts, but just principles and rules that that you should apply to your behavior and and the way you go about doing things. It's a very broad and very very a lot of different areas to cover. Oh, better not go down that way. Could end up killing myself. But I think this is a very unique game in the sense that it really does force you to think, and I've got to say, I think this is really a thinking man's MMORPG. It might appear to be a first-person mountain blade kind of MMORPG, where it's all, people might think it's all just PvP and, that kind of thing. But I do think that this is a thinking man's MMORPG, because in this game, everything that you want to do, you have to think it over. So you have to think about things like where do I go to, let's say, it's not just about where I want to go, but how do I get there? Look at this. The graphical glitch is still there. So I think this is an impassable area. So I'm not sure whether the new town could be a bit more further to that side or not, but man, SB, are you seeing this? I mean, this is how does this how does this get into the game? I don't understand. Alright, but yeah, I think I've covered quite a bit, and I've certainly have explored a bit more of the world. And mind you, this is just a small section, a very, very small section of the much greater world. I mean, if you look into the horizon, it goes as far as the eyes can see, and there's probably a lot more out in the horizon over there. So, do take your time. I'll leave with this one more tip. Just take your time to play this game. Don't be in a rush to become the best, whatever. But this is like a meal that's meant to be enjoyed slowly. One bite at a time. So don't be in a rush to level up to become the best, or to don't be impatient. Instead, take things at your own pace, and if you have to, then you can learn things gradually, and it might take a few days or even maybe a few weeks for you to learn some things, but in this game there's no rush. So maybe I can go up there. I think I can. Also, I thought a little bit of persistence helps. So yeah, take your time, and if you're not sure about something, you can always ask in the help chat. And yeah, so I think I think we're onto something. Okay, so after after all this wandering around, I think we're finally getting somewhere. Is this it? What is this place? Oh, it's closed. Maybe it's a dungeon for another time. Yeah, it does look like could be a dungeon, but hey, this is new. I've been up here before. Alright, so finally we're onto something. We're onto something new. I haven't been here before. This is my first time. But look, okay, I've shown you the view so many times, so I don't think I need to show it to you anymore. But but to be honest, I can actually stand here and look at it for a long time. But I won't, because in this game you have to be always on the alert, like I mentioned. Okay. So the rest of this video is just going to be me exploring this part of town. But I am running out of time, so I'm not going to drag this video out for too long. Am I supposed to go up there, or is this the way up? Let's have a look at this. Once we reach the end of this path, then we'll probably call it a day. And as you know, if you're going to explore mountainous areas, it's best to go on foot, because horses are not very good when it comes to sloped elevations. They'll slow down when they go up, and they'll accelerate when they go down. So, alright, but I think I will leave it at that. I'm not sure whether there's anything over to this side. I'm guessing it's just going to be a dead end. So let's just go up there and have a look. I'm pretty sure it's just a dead end, unless it goes around and takes you all the way to the town, to the new town. Nope, I don't think so. Yep, it's a dead end. Nope. Oh, it keeps going. Alright. Well. And alright, so it actually keeps going. But yeah, I do have to go soon, so I won't leave this video going on for too long. Okay. So it actually takes you to okay, so there's a narrow pass here, and there's a... But I'm not sure if there's anything here. Alright. We'll explore the... we'll just go up here, and then... I keep saying I'm going to end the video, but... I'll get there, and then I just sort of continue on. Oh, so there is something. Okay. So there is something. Oh, but this looks like a... looks like a dungeon, though. It looks like a dungeon. Okay. Okay. No. No, Leorius. Don't go in. Don't go in. Oh. Oh. Alright. Okay. Yep. Curiosity killed the cat. Alright, so, but I think this is where I'll leave it. Dead anyway, so thank you very much for joining me today, and hope that you enjoyed this video. Please do remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys next time. For now, this is Fine Gaming Connoisseur. Take care and have a good day. Just a free fall into the world. Free fall into the world.